Peace, this is Mr. Moore from Trial Sports Podcast, back another video. This is my Week 5 college football recap video. But before I get started, make sure you guys head over to Fanatics if you're looking for the best way to show your love for your team. It's simple. Fanatics, the one-stop shop for all your fan gear, from the field to the fans. Fanatics, make sure you never miss a moment. Head over now, grab your gear, join me in repping your squad the right way. Fanatics, fuel your fandom. I'll leave my link to my personal store in the description and the comment section of this video. So let's get started. Of course, you know, my Alabama Crimson Tide went into Athens, Georgia this past weekend. Had to put the Bulldogs in the kennel and the rest of the puppies. Great win. Like I said in my previous video, of course, they got Vandy this week. College game day is going to be there. So definitely have to stay focused and lock in for that game, considering what happened last year. Another big game from this past weekend, the Big Ten, you had Illinois defeating USC 34-32 on a last-second field goal. Illinois bouncing back from a complete beatdown by Indiana. And also, I want to shout out Makai Lemon from USC. He's probably one of the best receivers in the country right now, if not the best receiver. Lincoln Riley's doing actually a pretty solid coaching job this year, but you can't really say that a lot about him. But USC does have a pretty solid team. You hate to lose a game like that on the last-second field goal. Also, you had Ole Miss defeating LSU at home 24-19, and you may have a quarterback controversy in Oxford. Austin Simmons may not get his job back. They're playing really well without him right now. Ole Miss is undefeated. LSU, they're heading in the wrong direction right now. They're not playing well at all right now. Nussmeier, there's rumors of him not being healthy. Came into the season Heisman candidate, one of the top quarterbacks in the country. Some regard him as the top quarterback in the country, and he hasn't really lived up to that. The defense, which was to rumor to been improved, hasn't been looking that well. But again, shout out to Ole Miss, Trinidad Chambliss. This may be his starting job to lose from here on out with Ole Miss the way they're rolling on offense. Also, you had the Tennessee Volunteers going to Starkville and beat Mississippi State 41-34. Mississippi State's having a really solid season thus far. Jeff Lebby has done a really good job with that program. Of course, they beat Arizona State early in the season when they were ranked. Tennessee's probably one of the best one-loss teams in the country. They haven't really missed a beat offensively, even though they lost Nico to the transfer portal in the offseason. Chris Brazzell and Mike Matthews are probably coming one of the better duos of wide receivers in college football. And I'll be at the Tennessee-Alabama game in a few weeks. I'm definitely looking forward to that matchup third Saturday in October. Also, you had Texas A&M hold on to beat Auburn 16-10. And, man, Auburn's really been struggling offensively. They had 1 yard in the fourth quarter. I mean, Hugh Freeze is supposed to be an offensive guy. The offensive line is not really that good. They gave him another 7 sacks this past Saturday. They gave up 10 to Oklahoma 2 weeks ago, and they look really bad, and they have a lot of talent. You got Singleton in the transfer portal. You have Cam Coleman there, Malcolm Simmons, and they're not able to get those guys the football. And they actually have a really solid defense at Auburn, and they just can't get it together. Texas A&M ran for over 200 yards. Le'Veon Moss had 139 and a touchdown. And they're looking like one of the better teams in the SEC as of right now. They're really tough, play really good defense, have playmakers on the outside with Concepcion and Mario Carver. So shout out to Texas A&M. Also in the Big Ten, you had Ohio State go on the road and beat Washington 24-6. Ohio State hasn't really been impressive offensively thus far this year. Julian Sand is starting to pick it up a little bit. He had 2 TDs. They're running the ball pretty well. Of course, Jeremiah Smith, they have him, but they're winning their games on defense. Caleb Downs, one of the best in the country. You have the Styles brothers. They had a combined, I think they had 6 sacks as a team this past Saturday. And as you see, they ended Washington's 22-game home streak to improve to 4-0. Also, Saturday night in the Big Ten, you had Oregon going into Happy Valley whiteout to beat Penn State 30-24. And man, James Franklin just cannot get the big win. It's really disappointing because year in and year out, Penn State you're expecting them to get over the hump at some point. They never can. I don't want to hear about Drew Aller being an elite quarterback or a top quarterback going into the NFL draft next year because he's not that guy. But credit to Dan Lennon and the coaching job he's done at Oregon. Dante Moore has been a great as a first year starter with Oregon. Uh, Tough team. Like I said, he threw for 3 touchdowns, 29 or 39, real efficient, 248. They can run the football. They ran for 176 as a team. DeCorian Moore is becoming one of the better freshman wide receivers in the country. Kenya Sadiq is one of the top tight ends in the country. And they play really good defense. So shout out to Oregon. So that's just my quick wrap up of week 5 college football. I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Peace.